Ali Hosseini Khamenei was born on the 19th of April 1939 in the holy city of Mashhad, Iran, the city that houses the sacred shrine of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Ridha, the eighth Imam of Shia Islam. He was the second son of a modest religious scholar, Javad Hosseini Khamenei, and his family lived with great simplicity and deep Islamic devotion. From his earliest years, young Ali was immersed in the world of Islamic knowledge. He memorized the Holy Quran, studied classical Arabic, and began his formal religious education at the Mashhad Seminary. His brilliance was evident early. He had a deep love for literature, poetry, and Persian culture, passions that would remain with him throughout his entire life. At the age of 18, he left Mashhad to continue his studies in Najaf, Iraq, one of the most prestigious centers of Shia Islamic scholarship in the world. There, he sat at the feet of great scholars. But he did not stay long. He returned to Iran and eventually made his way to Qom, the heart of Iran's religious establishment, where he studied under the towering figure of Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. It was in Qom that the course of his life changed forever. Ayatollah Khomeini was not merely a religious teacher. He was a revolutionary, a man who believed that Islam must govern every aspect of human life, that the oppressed peoples of the Muslim world had been enslaved by Western powers and their puppet governments. Young Khamenei absorbed this vision completely. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Iran was ruled by Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, a monarch backed by the United States and Britain, who ruled with an iron fist while his people suffered poverty and suppression. The Shah's secret police, the Savak, arrested, tortured, and executed those who dared to resist. Khamenei was among those who dared. He became one of the most important organizers of the Islamic Revolutionary movement. He was arrested no fewer than 6 times by the Shah's regime. He was imprisoned. He was tortured. He was exiled. During the reign of the Pahlavi dynasty, he was arrested and exiled for 3 years. But none of it broke his spirit. During these years, he translated important Islamic texts and wrote extensively. He even translated Sayyid Qutb's In the Shade of the Quran from Arabic into Persian, bringing the ideas of Islamic political thought to a new generation of Iranian readers. When the Islamic Revolution erupted in 1979 and the Shah was swept from power, Khamenei was already a trusted lieutenant of Imam Khomeini. He had earned his place not through lineage or privilege, but through sacrifice and suffering. After the revolution, Khamenei took on enormous responsibilities. He was appointed by Imam Khomeini as the Friday prayer leader of Tehran, one of the most visible and politically significant roles in the new Islamic Republic. He also served as Deputy Minister of Defense and represented Khomeini on the Supreme Defense Council during the devastating Iran-Iraq War. Then came a moment that tested his very survival. In June 1981, during a mosque gathering in Tehran, a bomb hidden inside a tape recorder exploded near Khamenei. The explosion shattered his right arm and permanently damaged his hand. He never fully regained the use of it, but he survived, and he returned to his duties. He served as the country's president from 1981 to 1989, 2 terms in which he navigated the horrific realities of the Iran-Iraq War, the economic devastation of Western sanctions, and the internal tensions of the young revolutionary state. He was not yet the supreme authority. He was a president who answered to a supreme leader. But in June 1989, everything changed. On June 4, 1989, following Ayatollah Khomeini's death, Khamenei was elected by the country's powerful assembly of experts to be the new supreme leader. That elevation made him commander-in-chief of the military and the ultimate political and religious authority of the Islamic Republic. Many observers, both inside and outside Iran, were surprised by the choice. Khamenei was seen as lacking the deep jurisprudential credentials that had made Khomeini's authority almost unquestionable. But what he may have lacked in religious rank, he made up for in political shrewdness, ideological commitment, and sheer endurance. For 36 years, nearly 4 decades, Ayatollah Khamenei stood as the supreme symbol of the Islamic Republic. He guided Iran through some of the most turbulent times in modern history. Under his leadership, Iran invested heavily in its military and technological capabilities. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, became one of the most powerful military institutions in the region. Iran developed ballistic missiles, advanced drone technology, and worked toward a nuclear program that it insisted was for peaceful purposes. He built what became known as the Axis of Resistance, a network of allied movements and governments throughout the Middle East, united by resistance to American and Israeli power. This included Hezbollah in Lebanon, Hamas in Gaza, the Houthi movement in Yemen, and allied factions in Iraq and Syria. For his supporters, this was not aggression. It was defense. It was the building of a wall against the forces that had historically colonized, exploited, and humiliated Muslim nations. Khamenei was a prolific writer and speaker. He delivered thousands of speeches, issued religious rulings, wrote poetry, and articulated an intellectual framework for Islamic governance that influenced thinkers and movements across the Muslim world. He was fluent in Arabic and often spoke directly to Arab audiences in their own language, an unusual quality for an Iranian leader that gave him enormous prestige across sectarian lines. At the center of Khamenei's worldview was a conviction that the global order was unjust, that Western powers, led by the United States, had constructed a system designed to keep Muslim and developing nations permanently subservient, and that Islam offered the only true alternative model for human civilization. He called the United States the Great Satan, not out of hatred for ordinary Americans, he was careful to say, but as a description of a government that he believed used its power to oppress, exploit, and interfere in the affairs of other nations. He was a fierce and unwavering champion of the Palestinian cause. For Khamenei, the liberation of Palestine was not merely a political issue, it was a moral and religious obligation for every Muslim on earth. He dedicated enormous resources, financial, military, and political, to Palestinian resistance movements. He saw the establishment of Israel on Palestinian land as one of the greatest injustices of the modern era, and he never softened this position, regardless of diplomatic pressure. He was also deeply concerned with Islamic unity. While he was a Shia Muslim and led a Shia majority state, he consistently called for Sunni-Shia solidarity, warning that the enemies of Islam sought to divide Muslims against each other. He honored Sunni scholars, commemorated the birthdays of prophets and imams important across Muslim traditions, and framed his resistance project as a universal Islamic one. The last years of Khamenei's life were the most turbulent. The chain of events triggered by the October 7, 2023 attacks on Israel by Hamas shattered the image of Iran as an impenetrable and defiant regional power. Israel launched devastating campaigns against Hamas, then Hezbollah, then moved into Syria. One by one, the pillars of the axis of resistance were struck. In June 2025, Israel launched strikes on key Iranian nuclear facilities, killing scientists and generals. Iran retaliated, and the two sides exchanged several days of missile strikes. The United States also struck Iranian nuclear sites. Through it all, Khamenei remained defiant. He vowed that Iran would not surrender, declaring, "War will be met with war, bombing with bombing, and strike with strike. Iran will not submit to any demands or dictates." Those words capture everything about the man. Unbending, certain of his path, refusing to bow. Then came February 28, 2026. A massive U.S.-Israeli joint military offensive called Operation Epic Fury targeted Islamic Republic regime leadership. Khamenei was at his office within his residence when the strikes hit. His compound was destroyed. 4 members of his immediate family and kin were also killed in the same strikes. Iranian state broadcaster IRIB confirmed, "The supreme leader of Iran has reached martyrdom." A 40-day period of mourning was declared across the Islamic Republic. Reaction across the Muslim world was immediate and profound. In Tehran, Baghdad, Beirut, Gaza, and across South Asia, in cities like Lucknow, in the valleys of Kashmir, people poured into the streets. Protests erupted in Baghdad, with demonstrators confronting security forces near the Green Zone. The embassy of Iran in India strongly condemned the killing. Khamenei's death triggered protests in Jammu and Kashmir, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, and other regions with significant Shia Muslim populations. History will debate Ayatollah Ali Khamenei for generations. He was a man of fierce contradictions, a scholar who loved poetry and music, yet presided over a state that suppressed many freedoms. A champion of the oppressed abroad, while dissent at home was tightly controlled. A man of God who understood the brutal calculus of geopolitics. But whatever one believes about the choices he made, this much cannot be denied. He was a man who believed in something. He never sold his conviction for comfort. He never bowed to the most powerful military forces on earth. He lived by his faith and died in it. He was born in the holy city of Mashhad, educated in the seminaries of Qom and Najaf, forged in the fires of revolution and war, and for 36 years he stood, stubborn, certain, and unbowed, at the head of a nation of 90 million people, holding up a flag that read, "We will not submit." On February 28, 2026, that flag was not lowered. It was taken up by others. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, born April 19, 1939, died February 28, 2026. The supreme leader has reached martyrdom. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi rajiun. To God we belong, and to God we return.